Be on the plate. I'm your host Mo, and no, this is not your average food channel. This is food for thought. First and foremost, I want to thank all my viewing audience for continuously supporting my channel, my subscribers, my people that constantly shoot me with comments. This all makes the channel. It spawns thoughts. It breeds curiosity, and it only makes this channel even more so better. And with that being said, I'm going to continue to provide the content that I've been continuing providing, and we're going to keep pushing forward and making the channel grow. Those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe, please share, please comment. It's very much appreciated. I appreciate the support, and I thank you for watching. Now, this is just a topic that I want to touch on briefly. I'm in a bit of lack of words today. Not only today, I've been feeling this way for the past several weeks because I feel that there's a pandemic within the pandemic that's occurring in my very own city, and that's New York City. The city's not what it used to be by far. I think that, first of all, there's no one else to blame but ourselves. We're stripping ourselves away of our culture. We're stripping ourselves away from life, period. We're on the verge of extinction, and we're doing it to ourselves. We're facilitating somebody else's plan. How this is happening, or who's creating this, or whatever. I mean, we can point fingers, we can go into theories, but we're not going to do that. The fact of the matter that there's a problem that exists in New York City right now, which seems to be mirroring what's occurring in Chicago. And it's saddening, and it is upsetting, because New York has always been where stars are born, you know, where innovation is paramount. You know, we have, so much diversity, so much culture, so much flavor, so much life there, the energy, crazy, and a lot of that is being extinguished, not by anybody, but by ourselves, with the continuous acts of violence. Let me roll this clip.
Now to another night of gun violence here in the city.
8 people were shot in 4 separate incidents across Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan, all within a matter of hours. CBS 2's John Diaz joins us live from the police precinct in East Flatbush with more. John?
Yeah, good morning, Chris and Natalie. Many people across the city questioning, when is all this gun violence going to end? Right now, police and detectives here at the 67th Police Precinct right here behind me are still actively investigating that deadly shooting in Brownsville, Brooklyn last night that claimed the life of a 26-year-old man. Police do believe that it was a drive-by shooting. That man, though, just one of 8 victims of gun violence in the span of just a few hours across New York City. A police search for shell casings around the Ravenswood House's courtyard in Astoria, where Tuesday's violent night began at 4:45 p.m.
I was upstairs at my grandmother's house. I heard the shots up, boom, 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 boom.
You heard a lot of screaming and shooting, a whole bunch of shots, and everybody started running.
Police say 4 men were shot before the suspect drove away. 3 of the victims, between 17 and 19 years old, are expected to survive with gunshots to their back and legs. But the 4th victim, a 21-year-old man, was shot in the head and taken to the hospital in critical condition.
This is happening way too much, especially this summer in the pandemic. It's pretty sad.
Within the next 2 hours, 3 men were shot in Harlem and Washington Heights, all expected to survive. Then, before the sun even set in Brownsville, Brooklyn, a 26-year-old man was shot in the head by Kings Highway and pronounced dead at the hospital. The victim's mother later returned to the scene in agony.
You got to watch where you're going, look where you're going, because you're scared to come outside.
NYPD data shows as of Monday, shootings are up 82% citywide so far this year compared to the same time last year, with gun arrests down 8%.
I know a lot of people want to defund the police, and that could be a thing, but we also need to make sure that we're safe.
We need the police. Simple.
And out of all the shootings last night, police tell us that they only have one person in custody right now as we speak for that shooting in Harlem. We're live this morning here from East Flatbush, Brooklyn. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
All right, John, thank you.
So that's saddening to watch. And it's upsetting to see this over and over and over. It's becoming the norm in New York City. The gun violence, you know, the senseless acts of violence, you know, innocent people being murdered, shot, stabbed, with absolutely for absolutely no reason, no provocation. And that's not how New York City was, even if it's in its worst times. You know, even during the crack era, it wasn't like that. And it seems like the city it's losing its luster, it's losing its charisma, it's losing its shine. The Big Apple is now the forbidden fruit. You know, you have restaurants closing, you have people leaving New York City, seeking refuge outside of the city because of the continuous acts of violence. And it needs to stop. Why this is occurring, I mean, in my opinion, miseducation, lack of guidance, people just merely giving up on the youth, on the culture, on our future. You know, people not, you know, it's like, you know, and it's sad because there's a lot of successful people, a lot of influential people, and it makes me wonder what is the merit to their success, because they're not doing shit about any of this, you know, and they have loud voices, powerful voices, they reach tons and tons of people, but their focal point is not on the problem. Their focal point is who the fuck is talking about who's gossiping about who, you know, who did this one day, who said that day. These dudes are really turning into like fucking Wendy Williams and shit, like a bunch of Ellen DeGeneres, you know, however you say her name. I'm sorry, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. I lost my chain of thought right there, but I'm gonna bring it back and stay on course. But it is upsetting that, you know, a lot of people are just standing by and just watching, and they're just narrating about what's occurring, and they're not doing shit about it. And that's upsetting. But right here, there's still hope. There's always gonna be hope. And we're gonna continue to inspire, educate, and provide food for thought, because that's our merit right here, our merit to success. It's not about views over here. However, it is about capturing the minds and attention of those people that need to be guided and need to be nourished. With that being said, I hope that if you do care about your community, if you do care for life, whether black, white, purple, green, invest the time to save someone. Invest the time to cultivate someone, lift somebody up. You know, try to spread a positive message. Let's preserve ourselves and stop killing ourselves, because it's fucking ridiculous already at this point. But more so, we can't depend on anybody We can't depend on anybody to do anything for us. In today's day and time, we have to sort of fend for ourselves. I understand that, but if you have some sort of, if you have a heart, you know, and if you have some sort of understanding about life and how precious it is, there's no way you could be feeding off the masses and not giving back, you know, even if it's just guidance or some sort of pathway to solution, because New York City needs it. New York is being crushed right now. Crushed. So I'm gonna leave it on that note. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna probably edit much of this video. I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna leave it raw. As I said before, throughout this channel, you're gonna get the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every day might not be a honey bun, and today's not one of them. But one thing is for sure here is that we're gonna keep we're always gonna keep hope alive. We're always gonna maintain a positive mind frame, and we're always gonna push forward, and we're gonna progress together, and we're gonna overcome. Period. Point blank. We're not gonna fall victim to the bullshit, the propaganda, or the negativity. We're gonna succeed, and we're gonna prevail always. With that being said, I hope everybody's safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Peace.